Because of our rich natural resources, particularly our soil, farming became one of the customs and practices of the early Philippines. Part of it is planting as well. And the amazing part of planting is the story behind. The one who leads it is the very head of the family, which is the father. He plows the soil, which proves his identity as the head of the family that is strong and a leader. Next to him is his wife, who sows the seed. That emphasizes her character as feminine and imparts values to the family. Lastly, to complete the family is the child. The child steps her foot to cover the soil as the ending process of planting. The coming of Magellan to the Philippines was not an accident. Instead, he really planned it. After he came to Samar on March 16, 1521, his fleet arrived then in Cebu on April 7, 1521, a port under the rule of Raha Humabon.
On March 16, 1521, when Philippines was discovered by Magellan, they were sailing day and night across the big ocean until they saw small Limasawa Island. Magellan landed in Limasawa at noon. The people met him very welcome on the shore. They did not understand the speaking they have done, because Castilla get at waray-waray man. When Magellan landed in Cebu City, Raha Humabon met him, they were very happy. All people were baptized and built the Church of Christ, and that's the beginning of our Catholic life. When Magellan visited in Mactan to Christianize them everyone, but Lapu-Lapu met him on the shore and dragged Magellan to go back home. Then Magellan got so mad, ordered his men to come up lads. Mactan Island we could not grab, 'cause Lapu-Lapu is very hard. Then the battle began at dawn, bows and spears versus guns and cannons. When Magellan was hit on his neck, he stumbled down and cried and cried, "Oh mother, mother, I am sick. Call the doctor very quick. Doctor, doctor, shall I die? Tell my mama do not cry. Tell my mama do not cry. Tell my mama do not cry."
The propaganda movement began in 1872 after the martyrdom of Gomburza. This reform was a peaceful one. It was done by means of writing, books, and newspapers, also known as La Solidaridad. Si Rizal was the leader of the propaganda movement. They aimed for the reformation of the Phil-Spanish system. It ended when Rizal was exiled at Dapitan in 1892.
Hindi na tayo dapat magpapit. Ang pagsulat ay hindi sapat. Panahon na para lumaban. Kung kinakailangang magbuwis tayo ng buhay, ibubuwis natin ang ating buhay.
Hindi na dapat tayo maging sunod-sunuran sa mga Espanyol. Bilang simbolo ng revolusyon, punitin ang inyong mga sedula. Punitin! Paglaban ang kalayaan!
The Katipunan movement began when Rizal was arrested. This reform was founded by Andres Bonifacio. Katipunan movement was also known as kataas-taasang kagalang-galangang katipunan ng mga anak ng bayan. They wanted to free Philippines by force of arms. Like propaganda, they also had their newspaper named Kalayaan. Melchor Aquino or Tandang Sora was known as Mother of Katipunan. After some years, Bonifacio was captured and the movement met its end. On December 29, 1941, General Homa ordered the bombardment of Corregidor when he learned that General MacArthur had transferred his headquarters from Manila to Corregidor. During the first encounter, in 1941, the American soldiers were defeated. Japanese took advantage and surprisingly attacked the Americans that caused their defeat.
Take our revenge! Yes, we need! We will have our surprise attack this night, just like what Japanese did to us. We need to prepare. For the field, Americans!
Ay, ko pila ha?
Hindi na tayo dapat magpapi. Ang pagsulat ay hindi sapat. Panahon na para lumaban. Kung kinakailangan ibuwis natin ang ating buhay, ibubuwis natin ang ating buhay! Hindi na tayo magpapapi. Ang pagsulat ay hindi sapat. Panahon na para lumaban. Kung kinakailangan ibuwis natin ang ating buhay, ibubuwis natin ang ating buhay! Panahon na para hindi na tayo maging